It's Tuesday night. The dishes are piled up in the sink. The laundry's been sitting in the dryer for 2 days and your teenager is on the couch scrolling. You ask him to help. In a minute. 30 minutes pass. You ask again. Fine, I will. Gosh. An hour later and nothing's done. And now you have two options. Do it yourself because it's faster and you're tired, or start World War III over a sink full of dishes. So you do it yourself again, while they sit there and you're resentful and they're oblivious. And this exact scene plays out every single day in every friggin' house. With dishes, with laundry, with taking out the trash, with their room, with literally anything that requires them to contribute. And you're starting to feel less like a parent and more like a maid who isn't getting paid or respected or even acknowledged. And here's what kills you. You know this is your fault. You know you should have handled this differently years ago when it was easier. You know you've made it too easy for them, but you don't know how to fix it now without it turning into a battle you don't have the energy for. Let's talk about how we got here. Because it didn't start this way. When they were little, chores were easier to enforce. You could make it a game. You could supervise. You could physically guide them through it. But somewhere around age 11 or 12, things shift. They got bigger. They got attitude. And suddenly every request turned into resistance. So you started doing the maths. Is it worth one fight? Will this ruin the whole night? Can I just do it myself and avoid the drama? And most of the time the answer was yes. It's easier to just do it. So you did. And they learned, not consciously, but they learned, if I wait long enough, someone else will do it. If I do it badly enough, they won't ask me again. If I make it more painful to get me to do it than to just do it themselves, I win. And now here we are. They've mastered the art of avoiding responsibility and you've mastered the art of enabling it, not because you wanted to, but because you were tired. Good parent. And picking your battles felt like survival. Here's what happens when you keep doing everything. They don't learn how to manage a home. They go off to college or move out and they have no idea how to function. They don't know how to cook. They don't know how to clean. They don't know how to manage laundry, groceries, basic life maintenance, so they either live in filth and squalor or they find someone else to do it for them. They don't learn accountability. If they never experience the natural consequences of not contributing, if dishes pile up but magically disappear, if laundry gets done without their involvement, they learn that their actions or inactions don't have real consequences, and that shows up everywhere else. School, work, relationships. They don't respect you. This one's hard to hear. But when you do everything for them, while they sit there, they don't see sacrifice. They see weakness. They see someone who won't hold boundaries, someone who can be outlasted, someone who doesn't actually expect anything from them. And respect dies in that gap. They become the roommate no one wants. The co-worker that never pulls their weight, the partner who expects to be taken care of, the adult who genuinely believes someone else should handle the hard stuff. Not because they're bad people, but because that's what they were trained to expect. Okay, so what do we do? Because I'm not going to tell you to suddenly become a drill sergeant. That won't work either. This is a rebuild, and it starts with one decision. You stop doing their share. I don't mean you stop helping. I mean you stop covering for them when they don't contribute. Here's how. Step 1. Assign clear, non-negotiable responsibilities. Not help out around the house. That's too vague. You're responsible for dishes every night after dinner. You do your own laundry every Sunday. You take the trash out Monday and Thursday mornings. Specific, clear, theirs. Step 2, let the natural consequence happen. It's going to. Expect it. If they don't do the dishes sit. And tomorrow, there are no clean plates. And when they want to eat, they have to wash a plate first. You don't fix it. You don't do it for them. You don't do it for them, and you let the consequence teach. If they don't do their laundry, they run out of clean clothes, and when they complain, Sunday's laundry day, you'll have to wait until then or do it yourself today. No lecture, no rescue, just reality. You stink. Clean your clothes. Step 3. Connect privilege to contribution. This isn't punishment. This is how the adult world works. If you want the benefits of living somewhere, you contribute to maintaining it. So you're free to go out once your chores are done. Wi-Fi password gets shared when the trash goes out. Not as a threat, as a structure. Step 4. Stop reminding them. This is the hardest part. You want to remind them because you don't want the consequence to happen. You don't want the dishes piling up. You don't want them to miss something because they forgot. But every reminder is a rescue. And rescues prevent learning. So you stop. The job is theirs. If they forget, that's information, and next time they'll remember. Maybe the time after. Let's be real about what happens when you stop covering for them. It's going to be uncomfortable. Dishes are going to pile up. Laundry will overflow. They'll push back. This is stupid. Why are you being like this? You never cared before. And you'll want to cave because the discomfort feels like failure. You feel like a bad parent. You're not. It's the gap between where they are and where they need to be. And discomfort is how the gap closes. They'll test you. They'll wait to see if you really mean it. If you'll eventually break and do it yourself. So they'll push. And you have to hold, not with anger though, with consistency. And then they'll adapt. Not immediately, but they will. Because once they realize you're not going to rescue them, the uncomfort sits with them, not you. Once they feel the actual consequences of not contributing, they start doing it. Not perfectly, not cheerfully, but they do it. Because it's easier than dealing with the alternative. This isn't really about chores, it's about teaching them that they're responsible for their own life. That contribution isn't optional. That living in a space means maintaining that space. That other people aren't here to serve them. These are lessons they need before they leave your house. Because the world isn't going to do their dishes. Their future roommates aren't going to tolerate it. Their future partners aren't going to pick up after them. And their future boss isn't going to accept, I forgot, as a reason the work didn't get done. So yeah, this feels hard now. But you're giving them something most people have to learn the brutal way. No one's coming to save you. You have to show up for your own life. And the sooner they learn that with you, where the stakes are still low, the better equipped they'll be when the stakes are high. I know this is uncomfortable. Letting the dishes pile up feels wrong. Watching them struggle feels wrong. Not reminding them goes against every instinct you have. But here's the thing. Doing everything for them isn't helping them. It's crippling them. And I know you can see that. That's why you're here. If you're in this place right now, where every task is a negotiation, where you're exhausted from doing everything, where you know something needs to change, but you're not sure how to make it stick, I've got more for you. The link below this video will take you deeper into this. I'll show you exactly how to rebuild this without it turning into World War III, how to hold boundaries without guilt, how to let consequences teach without it destroying your relationship. This is fixable, but it requires a shift, and I'll walk you through it. Click the link. Let's sort this out together.